So, you have a story to tell and you know it has the power to change people's lives. Now comes the hard part, actually writing it down. In this video, I'm sharing my 4 essential tips to overcoming writer's block. I make videos every week about storytelling and making your impact scale. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want more content just like this. I'm Komal, and after I survived cancer a few years ago and overcame a neurological illness, I knew I had to tell my story. My story, like so many of ours, was incredibly personal and riddled with so much emotion, grief, trauma. And so anytime I would sit down to write and looked at that blank page, it would feel impossible to know where to start or how to actually tell what was in my heart to tell. But once I started chipping away at it little by little, it was an incredible release, and the impact has been tremendous. Now let's get into how you can get over your writer's block so you can share your story with the world. Step 1, create a routine. Whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, make sure you're consistently sitting down to write. What I did to get myself through that initial hump was I started a weekly newsletter curated by Komal, and every week I write personal essays and I'm accountable to my audience to get them out. That was how I started to tell my story. That's how I knew I could get confident enough to tell the whole story. One of my favorite mantras right now is freedom through structure, and this writing routine has given me so much freedom. Step 2, change the topic. Every week when I write my newsletter, it's not all about my story, but I did start it so I could eventually tell my story. But in between here and there, I share about all the things that matter to me. I change the topic often. It all comes from my heart, but it's all motivated by different things and aspects and parts of my life that I'm interested in. Just because you know there's one key story in you to share doesn't mean it's the only one you're meant to write about. So let yourself get distracted here and there. Just let yourself word vomit occasionally. If you put so much pressure on that one story, it's going to be so hard to get it out. Giving yourself the freedom to write about whatever you want to helps build your confidence again in your writing, and it'll help getting that bigger story out that much easier in the long run. And one thing you should remember here is just because you write it doesn't mean you have to share it. So sometimes you can keep these personal essays, journal entries just for yourself. Step 3, change the medium. If you're having trouble finding the right words and sitting down every week or every day isn't working for you, try painting, try a video, try audio, try music. Let your heart guide you in the creative means you're meant to use to share your story. The added bonus of doing it this way is stress relief. Hobbies and art and creating, it can make you feel so much better overall in your life. So let yourself get your creative juices flowing. Let yourself be a little experimental. Now, do you know that there is a story inside of you that you are working really hard to get out, and you're committing to actually doing the work to get it out there? If it's true, I need you to comment below with warrior. Now, step 4, keep coming back to your why. If at times you feel overwhelmed in the story writing process and the storytelling process, just remind yourself why you're trying to do this. For personal mental freedom, for wellness, to impact the lives of others. Remind yourself why you're writing this story, why you know the story needs to be in the world, and come back to that time and again. Tune into your why and always come back to it. I hope this video helps you work through your own writer's block. And if you want to dive a little bit more into getting your story out of your system, check out my video from last week where I talk about how to know you're ready to tell that story. If you want to keep the conversation going, follow me on Instagram where I post daily just for you. Now, I need your help. Do you have any tips for working through writer's block that I maybe didn't mention? Make sure to comment below so we can all help each other work through that writer's block. Now, before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know when I post my videos every Tuesday. Can't wait to see you next week.